Third quarter set to go. Booker Corrigan, Matt Marshall here at the Katie Sampson Lacrosse Festival. A great day of lacrosse, finishing up with the Radnor Raiders against the Downingtown East Cougars. Radnor in their home whites, Cougars in their road blues. And again, Myers with the face-off win. He is doing work at the face-off dot today.
Booker, I know you have an affinity for this Cougars offense. I completely understand. It's a gritty team, and they just keep coming back at the Raiders.
And I wouldn't mind seeing some of the Cougars later at the Great American Pub. I'd be over there post-game, get a nice meal of food, inside feed, shot, nice save. New goaltender in for the Cougars, Brody Wilson, the sophomore bound for Yale.
Oh, nice clearing pass.
Credit Jake Peden. Again, that Carolina defender. Peden's going to take it all the way. And as soon as I say that, that's a full-on broadcaster's jinx.
Yeah, there's Jack Fisher again, Booker, a big contributor to this Radnor offense.
Ooh, sky whammy, too.
Ooh.
Brody didn't mind that at all. Brody Wilson cobbles that up. He'll take him in the chest.
Booker, now you had a couple words about the Cougar offense. What do you like about the Raiders?
I like the Raiders the way they pop off the crease very well. And they're finding a way to finish their opportunities. That's what's given them the 4-1 lead. It really has been a fairly even game. You know, Downingtown's getting up and down the field with them very equally, but they're not cashing in on they're leaving money on the table. And that's going to be something they're going to have to straighten up. I'm sure that Coach Cliggett addressed that, and I'm sure Coach Beezer told his guys not to think too highly of themselves with just a 3-goal lead. It certainly is an itchy little 3-goal lead.
Booker, I would agree, and I think as we get closer towards the end of the season, maybe the Raiders might have their sights on the postseason. They have to be careful here because, as you know, you can ride that wave a little bit, and that rogue wave can come in and crush us. So I hear what you're saying. I think Coach Beezer would be wise to have these guys stay on solid plane and keep playing the kind of lacrosse they're capable of.
Cougars back on the offense. My man Ian Reel, 22, nice move, shot, goal, and a little piece of momentum right there. A little late on the slide, or a wrong guy slid, and Reel makes him pay for it. They do have the comforting sense of number 34, Tommy Myers, the junior headed for UMass, face-off man for Radnor, has done a fantastic job today. Nolan Little, the junior face-off guy for the Cougars, he's headed to Hartford. These guys will see plenty of each other later. Violation against Little.
I like that Minutemen team. I saw them play up at Providence at Brown a little earlier in the season. They really have some grit.
Federation rules in play here for public school. You do a lot of college rule games, so it's interesting for me to see those the little differences.
Booker, as you look out at the high school game, what do you see as the biggest difference when they come up to the NCAAs? What would you say is the biggest fundamental difference?
The high school kids are just as big, they're not as fast, and they don't move the ball as quickly. That's one of the things these kids have to get used to, is that game speed is a little bit faster. You know, Coach Buzza and Coach Beezer both played high-level D1, so they can kind of tell them and inform them of that. But until they really see it and feel it, they don't get a chance to sense that difference in speed. But the size, these guys are big, strong athletes.
Yeah, there's that Jack Norton, another big contributor to the Radnor program. Speaking of which, our quarterly sponsor is NXT, and I'd like Jack's father, Rob, to give you a little bit of insight into the NXT program.
The NXT program, Coach Andy Hayes done a nice job there. Their Trash Can Lacrosse League done a very, very good job. We get a man down on the field. Let's bring Rob over. Rob, let's talk a little bit about that NXT experience and how they do such a nice job with their showcase events and the different things that they run.
Yeah, they run a really nice program, right from the clinics to the camps to the teams. They have a philosophy. They really want to develop players, and they really do that all the way through their program.
And it's still one of those club organizations that does a lot of teachings. And I say club, it's more of just an organization they're running camps and clinics, doing a lot of teaching. Too often today, kids get caught up in the club thing, and all they do is play games.
Yeah, this program has a lot of off-season stuff where they're really trying to give the kids a solid foundation in lacrosse, not just get them out on the field for some big tournament.
And as somebody who coaches club, I know it's very tempting to just say, hey, let's scrimmage. But there's too much stuff to teach. There are too many aspects of the game that are going untaught. You know, picks, playing picks, recovering, rolling at picks. I mean, that's just one little tidbit of it. While we were talking, Brody Wilson with a huge save for the Cougars. But thank you, Rob. That's good. That's good insight. NXT certainly does do a good job of teaching and helping the kids still learn the game.
The kids really get a chance to play together and not just show up for a tournament and play. They know each other, they like each other, and they have a lot of fun and learning a lot of lacrosse along the way.
Proud to have NXT as part of our game sponsorship group. And this Downingtown, he's beat Coach Hayes' Episcopal Academy team.
Yeah, early in the year.
Great takeaway check. I believe that's Hal Marshall. I don't know how to pronounce his last name fully, but I believe it is Marshall. Helped author the Marshall Plan back there at the end of World War II. Now he's a defenseman for the Red Raiders.
He is. And how proud can we be today, Booker, right? Alumni played here. Now we're watching our kids play for the program. Obviously a much deeper, thicker, more experienced coaching staff than when we were kids, but with all due respect, some of the guys that started out with us have had impressive careers, your brother George included.
Yep. Leading scorer at WNL in '86.
Pat Prendergast, captain of the U Penn Club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Downingtown, they're cutting into that lead. Great save, a much needed save there by Alex Anderson. Quick outlet pass, little tip drill as well. Number 22, Nick Kelly comes up with it. A couple times Radnor has not completed passes on fast breaks. Be interesting to see where this game would be if both teams cashed in on all their opportunities, but hey.
Yeah, it's an interesting tempo today. You know, the Radnor team, I don't know if it's big game jitters or what, but, they've missed some passes today that normally you wouldn't see them miss. So I think as you get to these bigger festival games, more crowds, Booker, I think the boys just have a little bit more jitters.
And they see the CUDA camera show up. Bright lights, big city.
Obviously. We are graced with your presence today, Booker. I've seen a lot of Sunday afternoon NCAA games on ESPNU, and I've been impressed by your broadcasting skills this year.
You know, we like to say less is more. Less is more. Oh, great inside feed. My man Umberger.
There's Sam Camp, Booker, with another big clear.
The ground ball, but Umberger with the nifty little inside feed. And now we get Radnor rolling, and that's how you run a fast break. Finishing that one, Grant Giselle. But Sam Camp doing a great job getting the ball off the turf.
Can't say enough about Sam Camp this year. What a defensive dynamo. The guy is just on fire this year, and you can tell it when he's coming out of the defensive zone and he can convert to a fast break. Booker, it's all good.
And again, the positive out of that, now it's 5-2, 5:01 left, third quarter, brought to you by NXT. Who's next? Check out NXT Lacrosse. Once again, the comforting factor is your man Tommy Myers. Tommy Myers, 11th grader, headed to UMass, doing work at the face-off dot.
I think the Raiders are starting to settle into their game, Booker. I've utmost respect for the Cougars. I think they've shown a lot of grit and determination today, but the Raiders are starting to settle down, and I think we're going to see a very interesting second half.
Jack Fisher, number 25, behind the cage, gets it up top. This is Phil Regan. And now it's back with Shirley. A left-handed sweep. Now he rolls back, righty, little crazy Ivan at the top of the box. 25, Fisher. And now on that goal line extended, the right wing. And right back to Phil Regan. Phil Regan, just a freshman. And now we get a stall warning against the Raiders. Referee Horace P. Jerky did not like the tempo the Raiders attacking the goal. He felt like they weren't. Slaps him with a violation. And now his shot goal. Finished that one. Drew Ryan.
Yeah. Drew's been a good contributor to the team, and I think what we're seeing right now is the Raiders convert a little bit more confidence. Obviously, the Cougars are still keeping in the game, but it's just momentum at this point, Booker.
Drew Ryan driving hard to the cage, nails the hard bouncer. And again, Tommy Myers, finally the Cougars get a win. That's a new face-off guy for them, number 21, Bernhardt. Back up top to him.
Mike Farnish.
And Farnish all over him like a spider monkey. Farnish is all jacked up on Mountain Dew. And here's Michael Risser.
Matching up against Dario Falcone. Ooh, little slider there.
Umberger spins it across the top. Shot over the cage, that time offered by Ian Reel.
Booker, going back to even dating back to the 70s, the Raiders had a lacrosse program back then. It sounds like a long time ago, but the program has been, but it's been building ever since. And I think the product we're seeing today is a result of all those early years. The grit and determination of players like John Hurd, Dominic Demitis, Anthony Lopezona,
Tim Connor, Pete Masterson, right?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Peter Masterson and Tim Connor are out there in the crowd today still supporting the Raiders.
And of course, you talk about the 70s, Casey Hopkins, a proud Radnor graduate who's done nothing but great things ever since then, went up to Tufts, led them to greatness.
That's right.
And now we got trouble in River City. Nice escape move by Norton, draws the foul too. And now Norton, opportunity for Radnor, a little free possession right now, flag down, 1:25 remaining third quarter, brought to you by NXT. NXT Lacrosse, a tremendous organization, teaching and learning. Of course, they run that trash can lacrosse league as well, NXT. Radnor being very patient right now. Number 15, Drew Ryan with the ball as the clock trickles down to the 1 minute mark here in the third quarter. 6-2 your score.
Booker, did you say there were still tickets available for the alumni game coming up in July?
There are still tickets available. It's played right here on this field. Of course, it looks a lot different with all the cameras. They got end zone cameras. They got a couple of those 4 propeller helicopters filming live action. It's effectively, it's the Super Bowl Radnor alumni game, neck and neck right now as far as viewership. It's a global audience. Okay, they get 119 million viewers. We get 119.
Does ESPN, do they have contracts?
That's way bigger than that.
Okay.
ESPN couldn't get through that. I think it's a combination of CBS Sports, NBC Sports, and ABC Sports all collaborating, just because they want to do it. It's justice.
Booker, all kidding aside, that is a great tradition, isn't it? And Coach Beezer's out here every summer. Rain or shine, he's got the alumni out. Generational players, right?
And I always like to bring my back rack helmet with the V mask, double chinnies. Yeah. Get the short shorts, big hole mesh. Maybe a bandana on underneath the helmet.
Yeah, there's Sam Camp again, Booker.
Sam Camp's everywhere. Where isn't Sam Camp? That's what I want to know. 15 seconds now left in the course. Sam Camp coming around, sticks it. Oh, Sammy Camp. Ain't enough time here for you to shine here. I deal with many women, but I treat the dimes fair. And I'm bigger than the city lights down in Times Square. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sammy Camp.
Wow, Booker, I guess that means you like that goal.
Sam Camp.
What do you think, Rob? That was I've heard a lot of them, but wow.
Yeah.
Sam Camp.
And now they had, I tell you what, Myers takes a face-off win on a illegal procedure. They still have 10 seconds to operate. Ball checked to the turf. And that'll do it for the third quarter. And what a third quarter for the Red Raiders. 7-2, your final score. Of course, we might want to get some of those wealthy alums like Pat Prendergast to chip in and get a horn for the scoreboard.
Be nice.
So that we don't have to have a guy whistle at the end when it hits 0.
Nice.
Sounds like you had Chubb Connor down there whistling.
Absolutely.
At the end of the quarter.
Chubb and Horace are taking notes down at the press box. But Booker, and all kidding aside, we see this Radnor team. We see the presence and the coaching staff and the uniforms. Talk a little bit about the early '80s when the program was first getting started. What was the style of those days, Booker?
It was big hole mesh, short shorts, usually not matching because they were mishmash of who had what left over from the year before, and then a couple guys borrowing something from their older brothers who, like Mike Corbo, would leave his shorts in the locker room for somebody to wear the next year. Those old Rydell cleats that were basically leather and a sole.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved them. Now, Booker, I will say this because as I know you were a standout hockey player, youth player. I played some youth hockey myself. We used to see some migration of the hockey equipment to the lacrosse field.
Dan Wick is wearing a hockey helmet to play lacrosse. Yeah, I mean, and why wouldn't you? That's what you did those days. There wasn't Dick's Sporting Goods. There was Wayne Sporting Goods. They never had lacrosse stuff.
That's right.
They'd have one stick, like an SL2.
Right.